Louisiana homeowners who live in flood-prone areas could get assistance for projects to protect their homes. FEMA will soon open up applications for flood protection grants, asking cities across the state to apply for aid. The program is aimed at protecting homes and saving homeowners thousands of dollars in flood insurance premiums. Here's a look at how it works.
Michelle Evans says her home has flooded 5 times since 2003, the year she bought the home, unaware that it was in a flood zone in this Baton Rouge neighborhood.
It's almost like a soup bowl here, right?
Yes, this is 100 Oaks subdivision, and when it rains from Raymond all the way down here, Honeysuckle, the water through the neighborhood rushes, and it's trying to get to this canal right behind my house. And my street and the next 2 streets have mandatory flood insurance, and the rest of the neighborhood is not.
When you bought the house, did you know that you were in such an extreme flood zone?
No, I would have never bought the house. They didn't disclose it until at the closing. I didn't find out about it till then. It went south pretty fast, but I'd already invested my money on inspections, insurance things, things that you have to get to buy a house, termite inspections. So I didn't want to give it up, and I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Michelle applied for a grant from East Baton Rouge Parish to elevate her home. The funds come from a federal flood mitigation assistance grant that distributes money nationwide to municipalities in need of flood prevention funds.
It's an annual grant offered by FEMA. It's competitive in nature, and you compete with other communities across the country for funding, and it's designed to either elevate or acquire properties that have repetitively flooded in the past and have had flood insurance claims in the past.
This is where the engineers come in and they look at the flood zone. This is East Baton Rouge flood level. I had to lift my house at least that high, and I'm 4'11", so that gives you an idea of how high they had to lift it. And I went ahead and went for an extra foot to make complete sure I'm out of the flood zone.
In 2021, contractors lifted Michelle's home. She paid out of pocket for extra curb appeal enhancements, including the brick cladding of the elevated foundation and the brick entrance steps.
It's a lot involved, and you do it yourself. You have to make the effort to get this grant. So I had 6 different bids, and then I looked over the bids, interviewed the people, and made a decision. So the homeowner is very involved.
The homeowner across the street from Michelle accepted the flood mitigation grant money from East Baton Rouge Parish to acquire the home and clear the lot, while another homeowner down the street used the grant funds to elevate the home.
So consumers need to make sure that by the deadline, which is normally around September the 30th, that they have a flood insurance policy in place, keeping in mind that it's a 30-day grace. So normally by August 15th or so, you have to have a flood policy already in place on your property. You just need to contact your local emergency management program in your community and see if they do offer that opportunity. Communities can reach out to the state, the Governor's Office of Homeland Security, to find out more information about how to apply and when to apply.
In addition to grant money, municipalities can opt to participate in the community rating system to reduce flood risks and lower flood insurance premiums for homeowners.
The community rating system, it's a voluntary program within the National Flood Insurance Program that communities participate, like 19 different activities that they can do under 4 series. And the activities they do gets them credit points, and it gives them discounts on the citizens' flood insurance premiums.
Participating communities that lift flood-prone homes earn credit points toward flood insurance premium reductions for citizens.
What was your flood insurance premiums prior to lifting the home?
It was almost $5,000, it's $4,000 and something, and now it's $400. It was pricing me out. One more increase, I couldn't have kept my house with that kind of insurance.
In our community, we've purchased over 150 properties. We have elevated just over 50 already, and we have about 150 or so that are waiting in the pipeline that are either approved or about to be approved for grant funding to be elevated.
The FEMA flood mitigation grants also pay for flood-proofing infrastructure, including the construction of safe rooms for first responders and drainage projects. Michelle was able to rise above the flood risk that nearly priced her out of her home. FEMA awards more grant money in the fall of 2024 to help more homeowners statewide.